Hey everybody, welcome to Glow Up Handbook. Today we have a flow that's going to go deep into the quads and hips. So go ahead and start out in an easy pigeon pose. I want you to make sure your foot is close to your hip and just a very easy pose. I'm starting out by engaging your inner thighs and holding yourself up before dropping down into a hold. If you like this flow, be sure to like and subscribe. Today is going to be like a pigeon pose masterclass. So very little active stretching, which is not my typical stretching style. But today we're going to be holding pigeon pose for the entire 10 minutes, but increasing the level of difficulty as we go. And each variation will be between 30 seconds and 1 minute, depending on the difficulty of the pose. So just breathing here. And holding. Resisting the urge to go deeper or exit the pose. This is going to be a yin style flow combined with a little bit of a pigeon pose masterclass. So reset for a second and then switch sides. So again, your foot's going to be close to your hip, your back leg behind you. You're going to be holding yourself up with your inner thighs together before dropping down into an easy pigeon. We're going to be advancing this, so no need to start out there. And like I said, we're going to be advancing this, but if one of the options I give is to advance, just go back to the previous option and hold that. We're all at different levels and have been doing stretching and yoga for different periods of time. So you don't want to compare your day one to somebody else's 6-year journey. Mentally holding stretches is super difficult for me, so this is like one of the more difficult stretching styles for me personally. I'm not very patient, so I'm trying to work on that. Perfect. So now I want you to come to the other side, back into a pigeon, but this time you're going to try to get your shin parallel to the front of the mat with your back leg right behind you. So I'm showing you there parallel. If you can't get it fully parallel, that's fine. You don't want your hips tilted super to the side. So just as parallel as possible, and I'm flexing my foot here. So just doing a long minute hold. Wednesday, I posted a front splits flow. I don't know if you guys saw that, but if you did do it, let me know how it goes and what your current stretch goal is. I'd love to hear that in the comments. Just breathing. Perfect. Switch sides. So again, pigeon, foot parallel to the front of the mat. You're going to notice one side is easier than the other. So my right side is way more flexible than my left side. That is perfectly normal. But with that, go ahead and switch sides here. Continue that thought. Just a second. So you're going to do the same stretch with shin parallel, but drop down onto your elbows for a long hold. We're going to do 30 seconds on our elbows, and then you're going to see me drop down to my, all the way down to the mat, if that's in your practice. So like I was saying, if one side is more flexible than the other, which is totally normal, you want to make sure that you're stretching the same amount on each side. So even if that means backing down on your more flexible side to match the stretch, you want to do that. It's really important that you're stretching sides equally so you don't create imbalances in the body. So you'll notice here I'm all the way down. At this point, you're starting to feel like the mental and physical difficulties of long holds, but that is where you get the benefits. So keep going. Perfect. We're going to switch sides. Just reset for a second, center yourself, then bring your other foot forward, bring it parallel to the mat, and drop onto your elbows. I will let you know when I drop down onto my stomach. Okay, I'm dropping down onto my stomach now, if that's a variation you want to try. Awesome work. So go ahead and come back, center yourself, and switch sides again. So this time we're going to go into a quad stretch. So you're going to bring your foot close to your hip like we did in that first variation, and grab your foot with that same side hand and just pull it in. So I'm going to start by pulling it out and in just to kind of warm up the quad. So out and in, out and in, out and in. My tag is hanging out. And then hold. Perfect. Now switch sides. So bring the other foot forward, foot close to the hip as I'm showing here. And then grab the back leg, and you're going to start by moving it out and in, 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 and hold. So we're going to do a 30-second hold now. And we're more than halfway through this flow. We have like less than 5 minutes, so keep strong. Just a couple more variations to hold and try. Beautiful. Switch sides. Okay, so now we're going to do a mermaid and king pigeon if that's in your practice. So either do the quad stretch, or if you're ready for mermaid, hook your foot into that same side elbow and then reach around with the opposite hand above your head and connect your hands. So I'm showing it here on screen. This is what a full mermaid will look like. But again, if this isn't in your practice, then hold the quad stretch. You will get here. Don't shame yourself in any way for not having this stretch. It took me a lot of time. So if you're ready for king pigeon, what you're going to do is flip your grip with both hands and pull that leg in. So both elbows will be pointing towards the sky with a flipped grip, or hold mermaid. This one is difficult. I'm definitely breathing heavy. When I'm doing intense stretching, I like to count in for 3 and out for 3 to kind of distract my mind. I'm uncomfortable, but I'm not in pain, so you shouldn't be in any kind of pain. Release that craziness, and we're going to do all that on the same side. So either the quad stretch, if that's where you're at, or you're going to reach for that foot with the elbow above your hand, connect the hands, and go into a mermaid hold. Beautiful. Now if you're ready for king pigeon, go ahead and flip your grip. This is more difficult for me on this side, but you can watch how I flip it. Both elbows pointing towards the sky with a flipped grip and holding king pigeon. It's an option to tilt your head back like I'm doing here. I'm just trying to challenge myself a little bit and get a little bit more flexible because I've got into dance lately and I love having more options available to me, and that's what flexibility allows. Beautiful. Come out of that. Just take 1 second to kind of recenter yourself in any way that's helpful. Then come back into pigeon, shin parallel to the mat. What I want you to do now is, I corrected myself because I realized the wrong side. So I want you to lift the hand opposite the knee and then slide it underneath for a twist. So you want to think of your straight arm reaching towards your knee. And again, if this isn't in your practice, then you're going to hold on your elbows. This will be your last pigeon hold, so stick with me here. You've got this. 1 minute in this twist. Again, we're getting so deep into the hips here. We got into the quads. This will get a little bit into the obliques, stimulate digestion. All twisting is really good for your digestion, so if ever you have an upset stomach or gas or bloating, anything like that, try twisting. Perfect. Now switch sides, center, and then bring the other foot forward, parallel to the mat. And again, you're going to reach up with the hand opposite the knee and then slide it under so your straight arm is reaching towards the knee, not the foot. And if you're a little bit more advanced, you can push into the hand that is not underneath you for a little bit of a deeper twist. Less than a minute of pigeon and only 1 minute left in this entire flow. So you've got this. Next week, if you have any recommendations for flows you want to see, definitely let me know. I'm thinking for sure a middle splits one, maybe a deep hamstring stretch. How do those sound to y'all? Let me know. Awesome. Swing that leg around. Bring your feet in front of you, shake it out, lifting your knees up and down. Take a quick back bend. Grab your feet with your hands or a strap and just round out your back a little bit. You can use your feet, as I'm showing here, to get into different angles of the muscles along the back, just extending one and the other. Bend your knees, give yourself a big hug. Thank you guys so much for flowing with me and doing this deep stretch. I hope this helps your hips and hamstrings feel super, super nice and warm. I meant hips and quads. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.